I'm back in my home country to explore one of Italy's best-kept secrets. This is stunning Adriatic coast. I'm on a 700-mile journey exploring the extraordinary sights. Wow. And flavors. Look at that. Of the magnificent east coast of Italy. Tranquil and unspoiled, there is so much to explore. From magical Venice in the north to the very tip of the hill of Italy's border. It's just awesome. Awesome. I am 200 miles into my Adriatic road trip, and I'm driving through a national park with a landscape so special it has protected status. This is one of the Adriatic's and Italy's best-kept secrets, the Conero Riviera. I'm 80 miles south from my last stop in San Marino. This coastal paradise stretches for 22 miles and centers around the magnificent Mount Conero, the only mountain on the Adriatic that rises straight from the sea. This limestone peak has created the white pebble beaches, emerald green waters, and fertile soil of this fruit farming region. This is the part of Italy I have never visited. It's still relatively undiscovered and is being called the New Tuscany. And like Tuscany, this area is famous for its wine. And the local specialty is called Rosso Conero. Wine has been produced on the slopes of Mount Conero since the 1500s. I'm heading to the oldest and I'm told the best vineyard in the region. Buongiorno.
Benvenuto.
Marco runs the Moroder Winery, a family business that dates back 300 years. It's nestled in 120 acres of glorious countryside, just a stone's throw from the Adriatic Sea. How long have you been doing this, Rosso Conero?
I'm the 8th generation doing this wine in this area.
8th generation.
8th generation.
And what makes this wine so special? Because, you know, everywhere you go in Italy, everybody says, hey, we have the best wine, this is special, this is this is that.
So the first and main things is the position. That one is the Conero mountain.
Okay.
And immediately after this hill, there is a cliff. So we are now 300 meters above the sea level, at the same time, few meters from the sea.
So in the wind, you get the saltiness of the sea coming through.
And also the soil is very clay and calcareous, so the best one for red grapes. So the only place on the coast where you find the red grapes.
Clearly, we are at the beginning of the season. Yeah. I mean, there is no full grapes on. I can see the little grapes coming through. At this stage, do you know if you're gonna have a good harvest?
Not yet. I mean, it's a very delicate moment,
yeah.
But all the next 3 months are very important.
Okay. What is the worst thing that can happen to a vineyard?
Grandine.
Grandine, so hailstones. That's the worst thing.
Even in this moment, or even worse at the end, when the grapes...
When everything is ready. I don't think you're gonna get a hailstone now, is he?
I don't want to say loud, but for the position, we were lucky so far.
Once the grapes have been picked, crushed, and fermented, the wine is aged.
Now we go downstairs in the cellar.
Down there?
Yeah, down there.
It's a bit dark.
We light them up.
Oh, wow. Built by Marco's ancestors, the cellars are as old as the vineyard itself. So this is where the wine matures and all the magic happens.
That's correct. Here is where we age our Conero Riserva.
See, that's interesting. The amount of water coming out of the rocks.
Yeah, this cave was scratched 300 years ago inside the natural rock. So The temperature is 13 degrees summer and winter, and the humidity is very, very high.
And I guess that is what makes this wine so special. Keep it the same temperature.
Correct, and same temperature, high humidity for maintain the oak wet. In this way, the oxygen can't get inside.
How long you leave it for in the barrel?
Up to 3 years.
3 years?
Yeah, this is the reserve.
Very nice. Beautiful there. If I drink red wine, and by the way, I only like to drink red wine, for me it has to be full-bodied, it has to be strong. I want to taste the grapes. Is this the kind of wine I'm gonna taste?
Definitely you can taste it. So starting from the color that you can see is quite dark, you can already understand is a
Oh, yes.
rich wine.
The color is the kind of color that I like. It's like blood. Bad. I know that I'm gonna get something strong. Salute.
Alla nostra.
Salute. Okay. Quite dry, which I love.
It is.
This is beautiful. This is the kind of wine I would drink 100%. And you know what, as well? I wish you the best of luck. This is giving
Thank you.
an amazing idea for a recipe. I'm thinking I'm just going to finish off the bottle of wine by myself. I'm thinking chocolate. I'm thinking fresh fruits. I'm thinking I'm gonna be here all day. Really? I'm gonna be here all day. I've resisted the urge to drink it all, and I'm making Marco a simple fruit and chocolate treat that will go perfectly with his wine. Trust me, this is a super cool recipe and anyone can do it. I'm using seasonal fruits and melted white and dark chocolates. Then here I also have amaretti biscuits. Get some of the amaretti biscuits, put them in your hands. Quite a satisfying thing to do, by the way, and just crumble away. Crumble on that. And I'll show you later what to do with it. Let me get a break. This one is good. This one is gonna go absolutely fantastic with the chocolate and the fruits. Okay, so I'm gonna do some of them in white chocolate, so you dip them in. Just make sure you run a little bit of the chocolate out, and then it goes straight on the tray. And this is cool, if you go a party, instead of giving the usual dessert, do a beautiful platter of chocolate-coated fruit. And you know what? Get the kids involved. Chop up all the fruit for them and let them get messy and all of that, because it's only by doing stuff like this that children get interested in cooking and get interested in eating fruits. Let's talk about the amaretto biscuit. What you can do with this, okay? For example, let's choose the mango. You can sprinkle some of them on the mango like that. I'm gonna sprinkle some of them on the strawberry. There are no rules about toppings. I'm using chopped hazelnuts, crushed pink peppercorns, and chili flakes. And chili and chocolate is an absolutely must-try combination. Add some finely sliced fresh mint to top it off. That's it. Pour in the fridge for 30 minutes and wait for the magic to happen. There it is. This is the masterpiece. Look at that. I think it's a very cool, simple idea. Marco, hey, I want Marco and his wife to try. Vieni. Ciao.
Eccoci.
Tutto bene?
Grazie.
Tutto bene? What do you think?
Spettacolo. Spettacolo.
What do you think it is with your wine?
We will try immediately.
You will
I think
try?
it will be best.
Look at her. Hey, Bella. Gonna come with Gino? Come with Gino.
Andiamo.
I'll tell you what. I will babysit. Enjoy your date. Ciao, Bella.
Grazie.
Should we go play? Should we go play?
È buonissimo.
Perfetto.
I'm exploring the stunning Conero Riviera. This stretch of the Adriatic is characterized by 8 hilltop towns, each with its own story to tell. From Baroque artists to exquisite tailoring and Italian poetry. The one I'm heading to is 30 minutes south and inland for Marco's Vineyard, the medieval town of Castelfidardo. Standing 200 meters above the sea, this is a small town with a big history. Now, this may look like any other town that you would find in Italy on top of the hills, but let me tell you, this town has a special things going on. This is the birthplace of the accordion. The history of the Italian accordion began in Castelfidardo 150 years ago. Today, the town is considered its global home, with a thriving accordion building industry using traditional methods. And I'm told there is something very special in the town's accordion museum. Buongiorno.
Buongiorno.
Giancarlo?
Sì.
Mi fa vedere dove è la fisarmonica?
Sì, l'accompagno, prego.
Prego, prego, prego. Apparently he's got the biggest one in the
Vi
world.
faccio vedere anche un po' come nasce una fisarmonica, lo sviluppo, poi andiamo
Sì.
a vedere la fisarmonica gigante.
Accordion, of course, accordion. Mamma mia! E quanto è grande!
Questa è
This
la...
is enormous!
è la-
Giancarlo made this accordion. It stands at just over 8 feet tall and 6 feet wide. It's so big it needs 2 people to play it. So what he's done is putting a piston inside because he won't be able to use his arms. So then he gives air to the accordion, and this is how it works. The museum celebrates the work of Paolo Soprani, who transformed this farming town in the late 1800s by founding Italy's accordion industry. I've asked the same question that you're thinking. Why would you want to build such a huge accordion? And Giancarlo was explaining this because he's been passionate about this instrument since he was a little boy, and he just wanted to give something back to the accordion, so that's the reason why he built the biggest one in the world. E già abbiamo finito.
Solo questo pezzetto.
I just asked him, can you do a longer piece? He said, no, I only know 2 or 3 chords.
È solo un pezzettino e basta, mica.
I sold it like you were the master of the accordion. The streets of Castelfidardo echo with the sound of the accordion, from talented local musicians like Massimo Marconi, who are keeping this tradition alive.
A sinistra. Devi prendere l'anulare. Yeah.
Before I came to meet you, I thought, I'm not sure it's the kind of instrument I would like, but the sound is really cool.
It's the sound is very similar to the voice of a human.
Is
And
it?
so it's the
I really like it. I think I can get used to this. Accordion keys are similar to a piano, and the sound comes from the air being pushed through the reeds. Sounds simple enough. Okay, I may need a bit more practice. I think I'll be hearing accordions in my dreams tonight. I'm living in Castelfidardo and driving 6 miles to the coastal resort of Numana. Italians holiday here in the summer to enjoy the water sports and explore the national park. The most iconic of the many hidden coves here is Two Sisters Bay, but it's only accessible by sea. So getting to one of the region's best-kept secrets, it's not going to be easy. Buongiorno. Thankfully, keen paddleboarder Carlo Newman is on hand to help. You know, I've done this maybe once when I was about 10 years old. Is it still easy?
It is very easy.
You haven't got a pair of armbands for me, have you? Oh, let's do this. It's wobbly, eh? Are you still behind me? Where are you?
I come.
Try to get to the beach.
But this thing has got a mind on his own. Remind me again, why could we not get a jet ski?
Now is the most difficult part.
Orca madosca. This is getting windier. Why don't we just stay here and sunbathe? No? Come and stay here and relax with you. We go for the pines. Why do we have to do all this exercise? Turns out paddleboarding is not for me. I think I'll be sticking with cooking. But luckily, there are also boat trips to Two Sisters. This is more like it. See, when you said to me, I'm going to take you to meet Two Sisters,
Yes.
I had a completely different thing in my mind. That's it. This is the Two Sisters.
These are the Two Sisters, yes, not the other one.
The cove is named after these two twin rocks, which rise from the crystal clear water. It has been voted one of Italy's most beautiful and unspoiled beaches. Legend has it, the rocks represent two beautiful sisters who perished at sea. So what is so special about this place?
It's very quiet. You see white beaches, but the mountain is very green. The water is blue. The colors are so relaxing.
This area is popular with Italian holiday makers, but it remains under the radar for most foreign travelers. Why there are not so many tourists?
The local people are a little bit jealous on this place.
I see they like to preserve their little paradise
Yes.
without telling everybody. You guys should come here, by the way. All right? Don't tell them that I send you. Just come here. Before I leave the national park and continue my road trip, I'm making a final stop near Mount Conero to cook up one of my favorite dishes using the local pasta. Now, every region you go in Italy, there is always a shape of pasta that defines that region. And right here, this is the shape. These are called paccheri. What I like about this is that whatever sauce you're gonna do with it, all the sauce is gonna get into the paccheri and it's just gonna be beautiful and delicious. I'm making paccheri ai quattro formaggi, my twist on macaroni cheese. But technically, macaroni cheese is more of an American thing, okay? I'm gonna show you the traditional way to do it with 4 of the best Italian cheeses. Remove any rind and roughly chop the cheeses. I'm using a soft taleggio. If you can find taleggio, you could use stinking bishop, a blue gorgonzola. Look at that, this is gonna give an amazing flavor. And a smoked scamorza that will turn stringy once melted. Big chunks, you don't have to cut it too small because everything is gonna melt in the pan. And put them in a cold pan. And there is a reason why I use cold pan, because if the pan is hot, it's very difficult when you cook to control the heat. So start with cold and then end up with the heat underneath. Pour over some full fat milk. Next, add 3/4 of a teaspoon of paprika and a dash of extra virgin olive oil to give it a little extra shine. Now is the time to put the heat underneath, but make sure you put it very low. Allow the cheese to melt slowly, slowly. If you burn the cheese, you're gonna ruin this recipe. This is gonna be yummy, I can guarantee you that. As the cheeses are melting, let's cook the pasta. First of all, you need a large pot with loads of water. You need to allow the pasta to move into the water. Rule number 2, the water has to be boiling. Then the bubble will make sure that the pasta doesn't stick. Third and most important rule is salt. See, if you don't put salt, the pasta is gonna be absolutely tasteless. Okay, the other ingredients I'm going to add is fresh chive. And I like chive to go in a cheese sauce because it lifts up the dish with fresh flavor, which is very important. Finally chop, put a bit in the sauce, the rest I'll sprinkle on at the end. See, the cheese sauce is actually ready. I still like when pieces of cheeses are not completely melted because that gives texture. And the sauce has to be slightly runny because once we put then the pasta into the sauce, we're gonna allow the pasta in the sauce to coat it onto the heat so it doesn't get too dry. And that is the secret how to make the best pasta with cheese sauce. This is perfect, look at that. Check your pasta is al dente. Perfect. Drain the pasta and put it straight into the cheese sauce. Keep stirring until the cheese goes stringy. Then add the final cheese, grated pecorino. Now, do you remember before you may thought the sauce was a little bit runny? Look at now. It's thickening up because of the starch of the pasta. It's getting stringy. I can't wait to try this anymore. Finish with chopped chives and a little more pecorino cheese. That's it. That is the way it's done. Paccheri ai quattro formaggi. Simple comfort food at its tastiest.